Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Trap Draw Podcast. My name is Randy. We are talking ball today, which means I got my Seamsters Union convened. We have DJ Pie and Chris Solomon. Boys, hello. DJ, I'll start with you. What's going on today, my man?
Oh, big question there, Big. My son started daycare recently, so that means he's never at daycare and he's always homesick. So we got a little hand, foot, and mouth disease. That's what's going on. So what does that mean for your boy? It means we're gonna be at home watching ball. That's what we're gonna be doing. So the best of times, the worst of times over here, Big. But looking forward to the season winding down. A little, some stuff starting to take shape, man.
Less than 20 games left. Solly, we've tried to kill the Reds off. They've tried to kill themselves off time and time again, and yet I believe the message this morning was something to the effect of, "Holy shit, how did they win that game last night?" No, I'm in a special state of shock this AM. How the hell is this team not dead? Talking about that 2-1 win, taking 2 out of 3 in San Diego earlier this week.
What it's like to be a fan, Randy. I got home late on Monday. The Reds were leading 3-0 out in San Diego. I've been taking a lot better care of myself. I've been going to bed early, 9:30. It's been really, really good. These 9:40, 8:40 starts, not good for me. But it was like halfway through the game, and I was like, I might as well stay up and watch the rest of it. They blew that game, of course. I went to bed furious, just heart racing through I could feel it throbbing in my throat. So upset. I slept horribly, had a terrible Tuesday. Missed all of the game Tuesday.
I hope you don't mind that I send you the TikTok all the time of the
yeah. Oh, that's me.
It's the best. It's the best. The guy after losing one of 162 games just freaking out compared to a football team losing. Anyways, sorry.
But
I hope you guys don't mind. I'm placing a lunch order. If you guys are going to talk Reds, I'm placing a lunch order here real quick.
You don't have to worry about the 1 of 162 because your team is up by 3,000 games. Like, it was always going to come down to 1 or 2 of 162 with the Reds. And I still feel like I want them. I'd rather them be dead, Randy. I'm really upset that they're still in this, that the Mets are handing this to them, that they're letting them off the hook. It's not a playoff team, and my hopes are still up somehow. And we know how this ends. I was stunned this morning to wake up. I went to bed. It was 1-0 last night. They were losing, and they came back and won on the road against the Padres. I did not have that. I did not see that one coming.
And just total small ball too.
I'm so bummed I can't believe I watched it. I don't know why. I'm just like, I'm looking for ammo, and I'm like, ooh, we're doing a pod tomorrow. I got to see how Morhone just blows these guys away. It makes them look like little boys. And Solly, I regret to inform you, I know you should throw this win out because the EVs were down. It was bunting guys over. It was little bloopy singles.
Who bunted? I don't know who
bunted. Friedel bunt single.
Bunted for
a little, as our guy Chris Welsh called it, a little dookie drag down the first base line.
Yeah, I was particularly bummed that you missed it because it was Brewers-esque baseball yesterday. It was it was real ball. It was fun to watch them squeeze one out.
I saw this morning. The Mets have 136 WRC plus since August 1st, which is first in baseball. The Reds are 82, which is 27th. The Reds have gained 3.5 games on the Mets since the beginning of August. Like, it makes no sense.
More stats on that front to come later. That's the only homework I really did for this one. I got some good Mets stuff.
I would say pitching matters, but
yes.
We'll table that. Thanks. Let's thank our title sponsor right off the top. That is, of course, ServPro. You guys know ServPro, the #1 name in cleanup and restoration, known for making any mess like it never even happened. With over 2,200 locations nationwide, they're faster to any size disaster. You visit servpro.com, call 1-800-SERVPRO today if you do happen to need their services. I have a little game later in the show that we're going to tie into some ServPro content, so stay tuned there. Deej, how about this? You were just out in California. You guys were both at the Walker Cup. I don't want to talk about that on the Seamsters pod. But after that trip, DJ, you and Tron made your way over to Sacramento, and you were able to watch a Red Sox-A's game in Sacramento. I guess just anything you want to unpack from there? How was that experience? It was a tough one for our A's, though, the game that you went to.
It was more of a Red Sox game than an A's game, unfortunately. But we did go see it. This was on, kind of in pencil on my list of like, I don't know when I'm going to be in Sacramento, but like it would be really fun to go see a major league team in a minor league stadium. That's really sweet. I enjoy that idea a lot. And so, we're kicking around this idea with Tron and Solly when it was like, well, we're going to be at, we're going to be in Monterey for Pebble, and it's like 2 hours, and everybody's going to be leaving in that little Monterey airport the next day anyways. Maybe we just kind of kill a day and go drive over and see it. I'm very glad we did. Tron and I went over. We stayed at the Kimpton downtown in Sacramento, which was kind of just borderline walkable from the stadium. Pretty small downtown footprint there in Sacramento. But the hotel had a golf cart shuttle, just like an extended golf cart. That was like, if you're going to the game, let us know. And so Tron and I just kind of cruised right down we're on the back of the golf court, reversed, like, kind of riding reverse, looking backwards, and kind of a delightful little way to see a little chunk of the city. You get to go down the main drag looking at the Capitol building, and Sacramento is an absolutely gorgeous evening. The ballpark is nothing special at all, but you walk across that big golden painted bridge, the big elevator bridge over the river down in Sacramento, which I believe crosses you into Yolo County, which we got a big kick out of. It's just, it's nothing special. It is a minor league stadium. It's a small footprint. It is, there's some choke points getting in and out of there, but it was really fun for it to feel. It was a Monday night and it felt jammed because the stadium is so small. It felt kind of electric. And I was texting Rooker after the game, and I was like, he was asking for thoughts, because I was I was texting him. I sent him a photo from the 17th tee at Cypress on the last day of the Walker Cup, and I was like, man, I don't think a lot of people are doing this back to back. This place to Sutter Health Park back to back, nobody's doing that. And he was like, that's very Kyle Porter Memphis tweet of you to just shit on, when you, because Rooker, famous Memphis native. And so I was like, no, like, truly, genuinely, like, those are the things I get one of the biggest kicks out of. Randy, it was like when we showed up at Royal County Down and you were using your Hogan Park Park pencil. I'm like, I don't think anybody's doing those back to back. So I was like seeking out that kind of stuff. And anyways, as far as kind of the in-game experience, not a bad seat in the house, obviously, because there's not that many seats, which is fun. Concessions, they're doing their best. It's not set up to be a major league ballpark, so there's not going to be anything crazy. But I had a chili cheese dog that was just out of this world, really delightful. The beer's cold, the lines aren't too bad, considering they're jamming everybody in. And so it's kind of everything you need, nothing you don't. Get to see the bridge, kind of peeking over the roof of the ballpark. It's a small ballpark, so you see a lot of home runs, which is fun. And I don't know, it's just it's cool to see, like, Garrett Crochet just spinning up a gem in front of, a couple thousand people. It's sweet. So anyways, I'm circling the drain here. All of this to say, it felt small. I felt a little happy for our A's. Maybe this community has kind of found a little temporary home. And then, like, third inning, I mean, the whole entire, it's all Red Sox fans that were there. Like, the whole stadium's just taken over by "Let's Go Red Sox" chants. A's, the A's, kind of zombie A's fans are doing their best, but they're kind of outgunned. I think there's a lot of tourists like myself who are there just trying to take in the novelty. And so I'm sure the Red Sox travel well everywhere, but it seemed particularly one-sided in the crowd, which was kind of a bummer for our boys in the green and gold. Randy?
Worse fan base, I guess. Are the Red Sox fans as bad as the Cubs fans in other cities? Do they bother you that much, or is it just
I think it's a lot of them? I think it's different. Yeah, I think they're loud, but I feel like they generally kind of know ball is always my, I think you got to respect them.
We need somebody to stand up to the Yankees fans, right? That's why I think they're the lesser of the two evils. So I think they kind of end up just being acceptable of those two. I think that's pretty widely recognized.
Yeah, well, you mentioned that game you went to. Crochet absolutely shut them down. The A's offense is so fun. We've been just giddy with that the last couple weeks, but I'm sorry you didn't really get to see any of that.
I did get to see it. Was almost like I was, filming it for a movie. Like, we come down, we're sitting on the third base side, we're in like row 12 or 13 or something. And like, so we come down, get in our seats, like right at the top of the first, just about to throw out the first pitch. The A's are out in the field. And my eye just naturally goes like third base, shortstop, second base, and then seeing Kurtz at first base, I'm like, whoa, that's a big guy.
Unit.
What an absolute unit. So it was a nice, it was a good reveal of, as reported, just in awe of the size of that lad.
Yeah. I just also want to report the OPS leads in baseball for all hitters above 400 plate appearances. It goes Aaron Judge, Nick Kurtz, Shohei Ohtani. Kurtz has been the second best hitter in baseball.
Does golf have a new big
Aaron
three?
Judge. And the Reds passed on him, Randy.
I know. You had asked me a few weeks back, would you trade Burns for Kurtz now? And I was like, nah, I don't think I would. Oh God, the last few weeks, I think that might have flipped in my mind. But
Burns is sweet,
we'll
but
plenty of time there.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough.
Well, boys, less than certainly less than 3 weeks. Is it 2 weeks from this Sunday is the end of the regular season, 162 games. So I think we start there. We got some races going on. I mean, come on, we got to start in the NL wild card. I think that's what I go outside my house, I hear everybody talking about the National League wild card race. Currently, as of this moment, Thursday, September 11th in the morning, the Cubs have a 7-game lead for the first wild card spot. The Padres are 3 games up on the Mets for the second wild card spot. The Mets are holding down that final wild card spot. They're up 2 games on the surging San Francisco Giants, Poosh's Giants. The Cincinnati Reds are 2 games back. And you still have the Diamondbacks 3.5, the Cardinals 4.5, kind of hanging on. Solly, what is it going to take for the Reds to win this? They have how many games do they have left? 16 games. They're sitting at 74 wins. I feel like this is a race to how many wins to get into the National League playoffs. What's the number if you're handicapping it?
I don't know what the number is, Randy, because there's no limit to how much the Mets could suck, honestly. Things have really, really fallen in our favor. I will say the Reds have gotten through the hardest part of the schedule, the part that I had written them off on many times because they just had hitters only for 2 straight months. Somehow they played that stretch okay. I mean, August was pretty much a disaster. They're 7-12 over the last 19 games and have moved up. I don't understand what's going on. I don't. But we go at Athletics, at Cardinals, 2 teams that are probably playing some rookies. They're not, neither of those teams are in any hunt of any kind. I know you guys have your A's over bet that you excluded me from.
5 more, Randy.
Then you come back home with the Cubs, who are obviously still playing for something, but they're kind of locked into a wild card spot.
Well, and they stink. So yeah, there's that.
Then it's Pirates, and then you go at Milwaukee to finish the season. And Milwaukee,
what could go wrong? What could go wrong? Needing 2 or 3 of those wins.
Milwaukee's going to be going to have Monasterio in the cleanup spot, probably going 3 for 4 with 2 dongs against us.
He wrecked you guys last time.
Exactly. So that's the optimistic picture. Chase Burns coming back from the IL here soon, and I don't know. I just, their offense has just been so bad. I don't understand how they're still in this. I may be more worried about the Giants because the Reds don't have the tiebreaker against the Giants. So they're going to need some interdivision success here in these final 2 weeks to get, and they play the Cardinals, Cubs, Pirates, Brewers to finish out the season. But they had so they're only 1.5 games behind the Mets because if they tie them, they're in. So I'm a smidge worried about the Giants as well. But I don't know, dude. I don't know how they've made it this far. I really don't understand it. Again, the Friday night game against the Mets, they're down by 1, bases loaded, no outs in the 9th, and they didn't score a run. If they'd have won that game, they'd be tied with them right now and had the tiebreaker. It's mind-numbingly frustrating how much better this team could be.
I think that's what, if you're not watching the Reds day in and day out, I think that's what people maybe aren't grasping. Well, not only are they their losses, whatever, they're going to lose games. It just seems like they have this uncanny ability to lose in the worst ways possible. Even going back to like the Blue Jays games, right, where they're in slugfest, they're up 5-0, can't hold a lead. Deej, that first Brewers game where they blew an 8-1 lead after 2 innings, like they just have an ability to lose spectacularly. But credit, they've scratched out some wins. They've been right around 500 all damn season. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen, Solly, but I will say I was looking up the Giants schedule. There's good news and bad news. The good news is the Giants, they have the Dodgers this weekend, then they go to Arizona, then they go to the Dodgers for 4. So they play 7 games against the Dodgers here in the next week. And then they end with the Cardinals at home, and then they get 3 against the Rockies at home to end things. So I think we turn into huge LA Dodgers fans over the next week and a half.
100%. And again, if you want to get mind-numbingly frustrating, opening day, Tito Francona, the brand new manager of the Reds, brings in Ian Jabot to close out the 9th, and they blew the lead and lost that one. They also blew a 5-0 lead the final game against the Giants back in April, all to give away the tiebreaker against the Giants as well. They just win one of those 2 against the Giants, then they're going to have the tiebreaker over that team as well. But, oh, God.
The Giants have kind of snuck up on me. I don't know about you guys. Somebody actually asked me at the Walker Cup. They came up, they're like, "What do you think? You think my Giants are in?" I was like, "I thought they were dead like months ago. Like, you're still alive?"
They were.
And I had to pull a couple stats. A lot of looking for some of these contenders, like who's been hot over the last 30 days, who's trending in the right way. And for the Giants, I pulled some of these last 25 games. I did not realize Willy Adames has 10 home runs in his last 25 games, 20 RBIs. Devers hitting 280 over that stretch with 21 RBIs, 15 walks. Dominic Smith, 28 hits in 25 games. Randy, your boy Jung-Hoo Lee hitting 326 over that stretch. Matt Chapman, looks like Matt Chapman, 24 hits in 25 games. So it's like, like they are thawed out and alive right now, which we got to unfortunately see some of that in the Brewer series as well.
But doesn't it, do you guys feel just a little bit like, all right, well, the Mets collapse has brought in some teams that like are in the past. The expanded wild card is only a few years here.
Teams are actually playoff teams. Even the Mets, of course. Now, will I still enjoy this playoff race? And if the Reds get in, will I be excited? Of course I will. But yes, to your point, these are not like, as we know them, real playoff baseball teams.
If I'm the Brewers, I'm like pissed about this. Like, one of these teams is going to have the chance to, like, we're all going to be playing for our lives here in a couple of weeks, and one of these teams gets in.
As a team that got knocked out by the Mets last year, though, I'm like, I'd rather, get the Reds in there, get the Giants in there. Like that sounds great. So I don't know how deep you dug on this Mets collapse, because I was, I feel like I've heard whispers of it. I haven't really watched any of the games, or I haven't really seen what's been going on. And so I was like, oh, their offense must be just sputtering. They keep losing all these games. Not the case, as Mets fans probably know. They're over their last 30 days here. They're 13-15 in this stretch. 113, lost 15. They're hitting 295 as a team.
Jesus.
They are leading the league in hits over that stretch, leading the NL in home runs over that stretch. They have the best OPS in the league by 60 points. They're OPSing 888 as a team over the last 30 days during this absolute collapse. They've given up 4 runs or more 19 times in those 28 games. So it's just, pitching, no run prevention going on, but they are still mashing the ball, which is where I'm kind of,
it's a scary offense.
If I'm a third party observer here, I'm like, well, I think some of the other stuff will probably normalize over the last 2.5 weeks. I would rather be hitting the ball hard and hitting the ball often than, just kind of being the beneficiary of some weird blown 9-11 type of games.
I don't know what the total number is up to, but if you guys, hopefully you guys don't know this, if you had to guess how many pitchers have pitched for the Mets this season?
Ooh. God, I don't even know. I'll say like 34.
Yeah, what do you carry at a time? Like 13? That's a good guess. I'll say 28 pitchers for him this year.
42 was the number I heard the other night I think on some broadcast of some kind. I'm double checking that really quick. Up to 45. They're up to 45 pitchers so far.
That's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
If you're looking at the Mets schedule, I will say they have been excellent at home all year. They have a 9-game homestand coming up. But they do have the Rangers, who are playing very good baseball. They have the Padres, which is interesting. Then their last 9 games, they have 3 against the Nationals at home. They go to the Cubs for 3, and then they end in Miami. I'll tell you what, that Marlins team is probably not a team you want to be playing, having to win a game or 2.
Toronto Marlins
at the moment.
They're frisky, man.
They are a bit frisky. So, Sully, I guess we say all this. What's your if you had to place money? I mean, is it still the Mets? Are you taking the Mets? Are they the?
I mean, they're like 80% chance, I think, as of now. They are still. It's just like, dude, teams just don't stink for this long. Like it just they have to bounce back at some point, right? That's me coping maybe and telling myself that, but I don't know. It just seems very unlikely that they would blow it this badly. I just can't picture.
God, the pitching thing's so real, though. I mean,
I know
that is
maybe
that is the like game on the line. You got to get somebody out. I mean, I don't know. That starts to get loud at the end of the season of just like, oh fuck, here we go again. Is that those teams are not fun to be rooting for?
I don't know. Maybe I should. That's just probably me like hedging my happiness, but I should also accept that the Giants are more likely maybe than the Reds to steal that final spot as well. So it's so broken, man. It's so ridiculous. I don't like. How many times have you sworn the Reds off this year, Randy? Like,
I thought. Well, after that Mets game where they left the bases loaded with nobody out needing a run, I was like, okay, that's it. I hate this team. This team is frustrating. Yeah, let's call it here. And then they win 2 out of 3, and then the heartbreaker, they blow a 3-0 lead, after the 5th inning out in San Diego, game 1. You're just like, why did
end it?
Yeah, just end it. I want somebody to just definitively end it. I don't know if I can take this like, they're 2 games back heading into the final week. Like that's what's going to kill me. But
well, yeah, and this will be you go at the A's. You think it's time to tee off. This is like I think a bad matchup for the Reds. I think they're going to A's are going to slug the shit out of it, and the horrible A's pitching staff is just going to carve them up. Like
they play the A's next, like starting tonight?
They're starting tomorrow night,
weekend.
Friday night.
Well, at least the A's can't clinch the over against your Reds, Rady. So you won't
Right.
we don't want to split you in half there.
10 o'clock start time. I don't think I'll see a single pitch of those first 2 nights. Like there's just no chance.
You watch the condensed game the next day.
Yeah. Great start time for out here in Denver. All right, so there's your NL wild card. Obviously, a lot invested in that.
Do we want to talk?
We haven't mentioned the Diamondbacks and Cardinals. What's that?
I was going to say, you want to talk any Padres? I know they're kind of locked up as one of those wild cards, threatening even the NL West against the holy Dodgers. But you guys just saw an up close look at them. What were your takeaways on Los Dodgers? I'm sorry, on Los Padres.
On Los Padres.
Los Fathers.
They've also been scuffling, man. They've lost. They've only won 3 out of their last 10. Their offense is still surprisingly mid, which is crazy with a hitter like Luis Arias that you guys have been telling me so much about, that they can still continue to be this mid. But
did get word that he struck out, Randy,
twice this series.
Struck him out twice.
That's wild. He must be hurt. There must be something going on.
Can't be 100%.
They had a big time like stretch coming out at like just post All-Star break, a couple weeks after the All-Star break. They had just an NL West gauntlet that they had to go through where they swept the Giants, got swept by the Dodgers, played the Giants again, took 3 out of 4, then played the Dodgers again, and I think they won those first 2. That was a fun series there, which I think that saw them go 1-up for either the first time in the season or the first kind of real time in the season, and they've just been very sputtery since then. I think they're like 5-11 since that stretch, and now 3 back. But yeah, getting swept by Baltimore stinks. Losing 2 out of 3 to Minnesota, they're a shell of themselves. That stinks.
not good.
My guy Gavin Sheets is smashing the ball, which is fun to see. But yeah, not a ton of other offensive kind of spark. It doesn't seem like Jackson Merrill coming back a little bit, but
Here was my read on the Padres. Manny Machado is not good right now, and I think like hopefully I don't know if I want him to heat up or not, but I was very glad he didn't heat up while the Reds were playing him. I think for the Padres to be fully actualized, Manny has got to be hitting the ball, and he's in a slump right now. I feel like offensively, the parts just don't seem to add up at the moment. Like they're just not quite the sum of their parts yet for whatever reason. I really liked Nick Pivetta, who pitched the third game. He was excellent. I would say getting Michael King back. He pitched, what was it, the second game or the first game of the series? That's going to help him. The bullpen is good. You know, they have an ability to kind of make it a 6-inning game and then turn it over to the bullpen. I just feel like I was also very impressed with Jackson Merrill. Is just a tough out.
He's
He
awesome.
is somebody like every time he comes up, you're just worried that he's going to do damage. But yeah, there were just enough kind of holes and
saw him strike about on 3 pitches.
No, I mean he's fine. 314 on base percentage this year for Jackson Merrill.
Hurt, dog.
Yeah.
He's got 418 plate appearances. Like I just not get carried away here. He's a slightly above average hitter. I would not call Jackson Merrill a tough out. The Reds also don't have a left-handed reliever, and they brought in Brent Suter, who's a mop-up guy, to try to get him out in game 1, and that didn't work out well. So
yeah.
614 plate appearances for Luis Arraez at below average weighted runs created plus and awful defense. 13th worst in WAR in all of baseball this year. It just don't know how you can continue to give that many plate appearances to that guy. It's 317 on base for the season. I mean, he used to be like a 350 hitter. Like we have to at least acknowledge that Luis Arraez is in great decline. And brings very little value to a baseball team at this point. So
the bit may have surpassed reality at this point a little bit, but you know when that's the case, I'm always going to side with the bit. So I'm going to ignore everything you just said, and I look forward to the playoffs.
One of the premier bat on ball guys. I love it. I love that. Yeah, I just want him to have a spot in the game. Maybe this is just a bad season, Solly. He'll bounce back next year.
Thought you were gonna say maybe it's just a bad take. I thought you were gonna reach across the aisle.
No.
You did not.
No.
Well, I think from a personal standpoint, the Padres are very interesting because I don't like if we start looking playoff picture a little bit here. Brewers are, I think, 2 games up on the 1 seed right now. So let's just locking it in, making assumptions. Obviously, all of this can change, but Brewers are the 1 seed right now, would get the bye. Phillies are the 2 seed right now, would get the bye. That would give the Dodgers the 3 seed, likely, if they were to hold on and win that division, which would mean they would play the 6 seed, which is probably the Mets.
The Mets.
And that means it would be.
Let's for the sake, let's just say the Reds.
Oh, that would be the Mets or the Reds. Coin flip right now.
Thank you.
That would mean the Cubs with the number 1 wild card seed would play the Padres, likely. The reason I bring that up is because the winner of that series would face the Brewers, which is interesting. I don't know that I want to play the Cubs or the Padres. I also super want to play both of those teams because those would be electric series. I don't know if I want the Padres to storm back and win that division, and then maybe there's a chance that you play the Dodgers in the first round. But also the Brewers are 6-0 against the Dodgers this year. It's just a very weird. It's a disquieting type of feeling looking at any of those teams and being like, yeah, the matchups on paper are great, but I still don't feel good about any of these. I don't know. It's interesting. Any thoughts from you guys kind of outside looking in?
I still would be more afraid of the Dodgers, I think. And
I think the Brewers caught the Dodgers twice when they were pretty banged up and missing some pieces and not really clicking on all cylinders. So,
and I just saw, Blake Snell threw a great game Wednesday night for the Dodgers. I just
no
think
hitting people.
Right. Between Yamamoto, Glasnow, I feel like's thrown the ball pretty good lately.
Right, they have Glasnow too.
I'm more afraid of that threesome than I am of what the Padres can put out there. Even though, like, I really like Pivetta, but Cease is he gets a lot of strikeouts, but he can get hit. And the Cubs pitching, like, I think the Cubs are. If I were you, Deej, I know there's some like interdivision weirdness, Cubs Brewers, but
Cubs are reeling. I'd rather play the Cubs. If I was him.
not a bit. I would, of those three teams, I would really want to play the Cubs. I don't think I want to see the Philadelphia. I wouldn't want to see Philadelphia until I had to play them in the postseason.
There is something very funny about what would that be, the Met? Like, let's say that the Reds do get in. It's like, all right, your road is just knock off the Dodgers and then the Phillies, and then you're there, man. That's it. Just knock those two guys down.
Weirdly, honestly, I'm going to 12-6 curve you. If the Reds do get in, look the fuck out, okay? Because I mean, the top three of the rotation is really good.
Yeah,
I know that.
Yeah.
Really
wonder
good.
How are they doing it? It's because of the pitching.
And then you got Burns that can be a flex guy, a long middle relief guy as well, who's not going to be a playoff starter in any setup. And
your boy Ashcraft will be back.
Ashcraft will be back.
We have Martinez is going to be good.
Martinez. I like the Reds in a short series are a little bit scary. And they've played the Phillies tough. They've played the Dodgers pretty tough as well. I know the record isn't great against them, but they didn't look outclassed by them. Honestly, I just don't want to play the Brewers. That'd be the only team I'm just like, you're just going to wipe the fucking floor with us. But I think for the Padres, I think if I was a Padres fan right now, I'd be a little perturbed with what happened at the deadline for what they went for. And they're 19-18 since the deadline. Like Preller kind of pushed his chips in, and he gets this reputation and gets all of this praise for being aggressive and all this. But like, look at not to bring up the Arias thing again, but he traded Jacob Marcy for Luis Arias. And like Arias is a declining asset, and Marcy is like going off for the Marlins, right? So they gave up their number one, their Leo DeVries, their prize shortstop prospect for like the back end bullpen help, which every team's going to want in the postseason. They gave up like a future major league starting shortstop. And at some point, the bill is going to, I know we talk about this every time with the Padres, the bill is going to become due, but like it's only even close to worth it if they go and like make the World Series this year. And they just have not looked like a World Series team post deadline. No. And I don't know, man. I just kind of, I'm out on this Preller thing until proven otherwise. I think it just gets too, man, what a ballsy, aggressive, great GM. And the numbers don't necessarily back that up. He's traded away way more than he's gotten back in return. I mean, think how different this team would look with CJ Abrams and James Wood on it as well, who he traded away for 1 year of Juan Soto. And I know they got Michael King back from, the Yankees after that and all that, but I don't know, man. They feel like an unfinished product for how much they've gone all in, which would worry me.
It's also just weird. It's an illustration of how weird baseball is, because through 3 games of that series against the Dodgers last year, like they did look like the World Series team,
right?
And it like not easily could have flipped. I mean, they lost a game, lost the series, but it's like they a couple balls bounce a little differently in that series, and they beat the Dodgers, and then who knows? Like the Yankees stunk. Like last year might have very well been the year, which has got to be so frustrating when you're in that front office. And you can only do so much to put all the pieces together. And then, the rest comes down to like weird momentum stuff and weird kind of things that are outside your control, that's why you watch the games, Big.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Because again, a cliff, like the financial cliff is coming for this team as well. Manny Machado goes from, he's only making $17 million this year, goes to 25 next year, then 39 per year for another.
That's a lot of dough.
Long period of time. I think that deal ends in 2033. He makes $39 million a year for 7 straight years at age 34 and onward. Xander Bogaerts is signed for $25 million a year up until the year 2033 as well, till he's 40 years old. Tatis is actually on a pretty good price. He's like $25 million a year through 2028. Then he goes to $36 million a year. That goes through his age 35 season. Like, I mean, and then you got Darvish, who's signed for another 3 years. Joe Musgrove for another 2 years. He can't stay healthy. This is the end of Dylan Cease. I don't know, man. There's a lot of pressure on this team to perform now. And I just do not like the future of this franchise.
The counterpoint: what are the odds we even make it to 2033?
That's a good point.
You know,
what are the odds that Preller does is maybe a question.
Might not. Yeah, might not even matter.
Yeah, does any of this really matter? That's a good question, DJ. Well, let's turn our attention to the American League. Before I do, though, I want to thank another sponsor, and that's Rhoback. Rhoback Activewear. You guys know how much we love Rhoback. The crisp polos, the subtle dog logo, the most comfortable hoodies on the planet. And now we've teamed up with Rhoback and Aaron Hills to give you a shot at a bucket list golf experience. That's right. We're teaming up with Rhoback and Aaron Hills for a chance to win the ultimate golf experience. You and a friend will join 2 members of the NLU crew, maybe 2 of us here. We actually don't know yet, for an unforgettable round of championship golf at Aaron Hills. The prize package includes 1 round with 2 of us, 1 night stay in Aaron Hills world-class cottages, a travel credit to get you there, and $1,000 in Rhoback gear to look and feel your best on the course. You just need to go to rhoback.com/NLU to enter. Rhoback is spelled RHOBACK. Rhoback.com/NLU to enter. It takes 30 seconds, and you might just end up teeing it up with us on one of the top courses in the world while enjoying the best gear out there. So take advantage of that. Thank you to Rhoback.
And if I had to guess, that Rhoback sweepstakes is also probably going to line up pretty well with a Brewers homestand.
That's right.
You know, maybe catch a game as well, depending if one of you 2 comes to be the second half of that sweepstakes.
Well, depending on the date, yes, I would be very interested. Guys, where do you want to start in the American League? I'll throw these out. We have the AL East is pretty tight between the Blue Jays, the Yankees, and the Red Sox. The AL West division race has tightened up with the Rangers and the Mariners both chasing Houston. And then the wild card in the American League is kind of, a bunch of teams that aren't really playoff teams, but are still in the hunt. So should we start in the East maybe? Can we start with
what's your reaction, Randy, to seeing we saw the Blue Jays up close? We alluded to this the last pod. We hadn't seen the team. It was pretty hard for us to weigh in. What's your reaction after seeing the Blue Jays come to town at Great American?
Man, they hit the ball. They that offense, I think we mentioned it on a previous pod, but God, Bo Bichette's bounce back this year has really, really helped. They're a good team. They're a team though. The pitching does not scare me. So
it's a disaster. It's a disaster. Yeah.
So it should
not scare. It's really bad. They had like the second worst bullpen in Major League Baseball in the second half, and like they're putting up 13 runs a game against us, but like the Reds were putting up like 9 runs a game on them. Like I'm selling on the Blue Jays because of how disastrous the pitching is right now.
It's almost like I like them as a regular season team, but I'm not going to trust them in the postseason.
And it's not like it gets better for them in like a 3 games, a short series, like with top of the rotation being super scary.
Right.
Like it's not like that.
No, it's just not. It's not great.
Also, Bo Bichette's hurt now as well. Just for
what happened to? I didn't see that.
Collided with Austin Wells, I believe, the other night from Los Yankees, and hurt his knee. So he's on the 10-day IL as of now. So we'll see if that's a 10-day or if that's longer. But obviously the lead feels, I think, pretty comfy, right, in the East as far as locking up the division, and they would be the number 1 seed, I believe, in the AL.
Yes.
But that's not nothing for the guy that has kind of bounced back and been one of the pieces that makes that offense go.
What's interesting about the AL picture, though, is with them as the 1 seed as it stands now, Yankees and Red Sox would be 4-5. Like it's going to be AL East wild card battle, AL East second round battle as well. I have a feeling that might take a little bit of oxygen away from Seattle, Houston, and Detroit up on the top of that bracket, but that's going to be that's some must-see stuff from the jump there.
It really is. It kind of goes back to what we were saying a couple episodes ago about having I don't know, just I'm dying for some more of these rivalries to buck, you know? Yankees,
Mhm.
Red Sox, and Dodgers, Padres. We need to inject some more juice.
Cubs,
I mean,
Brewers.
Cubs, Brewers to a lesser extent, but yes. I guess the Dodgers, I don't know, Dodgers, Padres, this is gonna piss some people off. But Dodgers, Padres feels bigger to me than Yankees, Red Sox a little bit. Maybe that's just the games that I tend to watch, but
NL is better
yeah.
than the AL, but
And maybe it's just
Yeah.
been kind of a relevance thing. Like Red Sox just haven't been great over the last couple of years, but I don't know. I'm looking forward to what I'm saying all of that in a backhanded way is I'm looking forward to the Red Sox coming in and stomping the Yankees. I think would be very fun. Red Sox are
Uh,
fun.
they've been good.
Yeah,
they
a lot
are.
more going on than I thought at the beginning of the year, I think.
Over the last 30 games played, the Blue Jays are 16-14. The Red Sox are 16-14. The Yankees are 19-11. So as it stands, the Blue Jays right now have a 3-game lead over both New York and Boston. I guess, guys, if I were this is a call I'll make. I don't think the Blue Jays hang on to the AL East. I think one of those teams is going to catch them. I was looking at the Blue Jays schedule. They don't have any games left against the Yankees. The second to last series, they have the Red Sox at home for 3. So that could be potentially a massive series there. But I would expect all 3 teams to be in the postseason in some form or fashion.
Yeah, Blue Jays have one of those kind of coin flip, a lot of AL East, but one of those coin flip schedules. Like could go really well, could go, a little scuffly. Baltimore at home, at Tampa, at Kansas City, hosting Boston, like you said, and then hosting Tampa Bay again. So
And
that could go either way.
if you're looking, Toronto has just been great at home. They are 21 games over 500 at home, and they're 37-37 away. So, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I feel like I didn't even know that Bichette injury had occurred. I could just see either Boston, New York, kind of getting some momentum, and the Blue Jays slipping there. But how about we go
real
to
quick? A couple things on the
please.
Yankees.
Yeah,
one more
please.
thing from the Padres. Trent Grisham was a part of the Juan Soto trade over to them. He's posted a 3-win season, hit 30 home runs for the Yankees, and not enough has been made of the Cubs. The Cubs, Chicago, the second biggest market in the country, third, whatever it might be, salary dumping Cody Bellinger to the Yankees, and Bellinger posting what's going to probably be a 5-win season for the Yankees. Not enough made of that. That is the cheapest bullshit move ever. We need to stop, pause, and ridicule that.
What has Schwarber done this year? Also, I haven't seen if he's been good or not.
Schwarber, that was a free agency that they
I know,
lost,
but
though,
still,
right? Yeah. Okay, that's fun. Schwarber, I think it just hit his 50th home run, I believe is what
The
you're looking
Cubs,
for.
it has been delightful watching the Cubs kind of slum it down there with the poverty franchises because
How do you
Ricketts
expect us
got
to
under.
keep any of these
Is it
guys?
because he
We
got
can't keep these
underwater?
guys.
Yeah, is it because he got underwater on all the land deal around Wrigley or
I'm
something?
not sure. That might have flipped at this point. They might be
Yeah,
printing it at this point now. But I know it was not great timing with COVID opening up all those public spaces and then nobody being able to go to games. That's a tough
see
L.
that.
That's a tough L.
Also, I'm waiting for Grisham to turn back into a pumpkin for the Yanks. I don't understand.
What a
that
great
one.
aesthetic that guy has.
Yeah, the Yanks are up to they got something going on there.
I think they're still in the risk of what happened last year of like just the defense is a problem. Like they're just an old team. The Stanton, Judge has been battling some injuries. Grisham in center is not very good. Like it's
Solly, you've got a lot of Volpe allies these days. I was
everybody seems to be coming around.
I listen to the John Boy guys every now and again just for a kind of walking the dog sort of convo, and I've never really dove into the actual like talking Yankees. And just listening, they were talking so much Volpe on the other like the main pod that I was like, I gotta hear what does this sound like from just deep dive into the fan base perspective, and it was cathartic. I might have to send you some episodes. It's like it's good stuff. Just how much they absolutely hate Volpe and blame the entire organization for stunting his development and scoffing at the idea that they could ever possibly send him down and what that would do to his confidence. Meanwhile, all these other guys in the league are, just getting sent down to become better players. It's just they just trot him out there every night and just set him up to fail. It's good stuff.
This is part of why I feel like I'm fighting people off on Reds fan base about moving Ellie to center. Like, having an anchor shortstop that can produce offensively and at least be league average defensively is if you don't have that, like, what are the Yankees going to do at shortstop? Like, there's no one hitting the mark. When guys hit the market, they get $300 million if they can provide that. Like, there's not an easy answer for this. It's so weird to, like, as frustrated as I get with my little small market team, if I was a fan of a big market team that couldn't fill their gaps, I would be going crazy. With like $400 million, the Yankees still can't find a shortstop. Like, it's kind of, it's shocking. It really is.
I think I'm getting more entrenched on moving Ellie to center field. Solid.
Oh,
now that you mention it,
don't make me do this. Don't make me do this.
I think McLean can cover short defensively. I think he's very proper defensively, and they've invested in shortstops in the minors. I think Edwin Arroyo could be at least a defense first type shortstop for him. I don't know. Ellie's taking a step back defensively.
He's not been healthy though. Like, he's clearly not healthy. He doesn't run anymore. He's not hitting. Like, he's
look how many plate appearances
horribly
he has.
fatigued.
Must be healthy.
Like, they don't really. He wants to play 162
Very
games,
strange.
and they refuse to rest him. It doesn't make sense. Like, his sprint speed is down. His mechanics have gotten poor. Spencer Steer's a terrible picking first baseman. So it adds to the errors. He's very slightly below average at shortstop this year. Not enough to justify moving him. And over a 2-year span, he's one of the best defensive shortstops in all of baseball. You don't move that guy at age 23. Not even remotely close.
We'll see how he looks next year, but I would consider it.
I've watched 6 games this year. I know what the eye test says. So if you got a better data set than that, you let me know. Randy, I'm with you. Get him out of there. Maybe send him to AAA. See if he can live.
I mean, you put him in center, you solidify right field. You got Marte, center field, De La Cruz. You slide Friedel over to left. I mean, that's all of a sudden you feel pretty good about your outfield. Anyway,
he's been better over 2 years at shortstop than little boy Joey Ortiz, who carries about a 600
according to the
OPS,
defensive metrics that don't make any sense.
You can't trust any.
Defensive metrics make perfect sense. Do you want to understand how outs above average is calculated? It's distance to reach a ball calculated with the speed of the runner and how much an average defender would make that play, and how if you convert one above average, that adds to your outs above average. Like, it's every single batted ball.
Totally.
Every one.
Perfect.
Or just
Totally.
I guess just your gut with the the camera shot that switches around, like, while the ball's 75% of its way there. Yeah, that's a better metric than the actual StatCast data. Sure.
All right.
Anyway, the AL West, huh?
Yeah.
The Astros find themselves in a bit of a dogfight here. The Mariners are very much, I feel, like the American League Reds. Like, how are they still in this? I thought they stunk maybe. Now they're only a game out of the West.
How are they still in it? And also, how are they not running away with it? Like, those two things, I feel like kind of
all those things
fighting each other.
If we look at the American League wild card at this moment, the Yankees, Red Sox are in those first 2 spots. The Mariners currently have the 3rd wild card spot. A game and a half behind the Mariners are the Texas Rangers, who have been playing excellent baseball lately. And then you get down to the Guardians, 3.5 out, the Royals 4 out, and the Rays 5.5 out. So I guess quickly, do we need to worry about any of those AL Central teams, the Guardians or the Royals, or are we comfortable kind of pronouncing them? Okay, we're not worrying about them.
Somehow the Guardians have a worse offense than the Reds.
But I feel like the AL at large might be so much of a kind of crapshoot that, I don't know what worry means, I guess. Like, what is, I think any of those teams, like, what you get in and who knows what happens.
I don't think they would get in. Like, the West, I think if there's anybody that's getting in ahead of the Mariners, it's going to be somebody from the West.
I think
it's going to be the Rangers.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm looking over their last 20. The Rangers are 15-5 in their last 20 games. So they have turned it on. Yeah, I think the Rangers are the team. I don't think the Guardians can win enough games, and I don't think the Royals can either. So I do think it really, you're looking at what, 3 teams for 2 spots between the AL West winner and the third wild card. I think so. I guess the question, Solly, let me put it to you: who do you think's the team that's ultimately left out between Houston, Seattle, Texas?
I want to say Texas, but they got the Mets coming up, who are absolutely reeling. I wonder if they can go and sweep the Mets this weekend and maybe get something done. It's interesting. They've won 4 in a row, and the Mariners have won 5 in a row. To kind of keep that race really, really interesting. I would still. Something's still stinky about this Rangers team. Corey Seager's hurt. He got an emergency appendectomy, I believe it was. And I still don't know if that offense has the firepower to make it. I know their pitching's been really good. But I don't know. I think I weirdly trust the Mariners just a little bit more. It's not been the typical stinky offensive season for the Mariners, and we all know how good their pitching is. I give the edge to the Mariners.
Yeah,
Deej, any disagreement there?
No, I mean, I coming off of a sweep by the Rangers, for the Brewers this week. I think only the second time Brewers have been swept this year. They looked solid, but I'm with you that if I keep trying to do the math, it's like one of these just looks better to me than the other, and it's the Mariners. So
Mariners had the tiebreaker too.
That helps.
Yeah. Let me throw this out there. I'm a little concerned, I guess, about the Astros. I don't love the juju around the Astros right now. I don't know if you guys saw that Framber Valdez
oh my god
situation.
No, they clarified it. They clarified it afterwards. Just the catcher may have pressed the wrong button.
That was
which they both hear. There's no pressing the wrong button because you press the button and you both hear what is said. So like, Framber, you can't just throw something that wasn't it's like, if anybody didn't see it, Valdez was frustrated. He had given up some hits. I guess he said he wanted to throw a sinker. The catcher called a curveball, I think, and Framber went ahead and threw the sinker. The catcher was expecting the curveball. It hit him like right in the chest protector. You could see the catcher give him like a look like, what the hell, man? Just very unprofessional situation. And I think that's the type of stuff like I don't love around a team as we're, coming down the stretch here. So I wouldn't hate if the Astros just were the team that got left out. Of the 3 teams, they're definitely the one I like the least. So
the one thing they do have going for them, yeeting Yordan Alvarez is back. He's, after missing a lot of the season, and has been really, 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 really good since he's got back, to inject a little life into him. But I'm ready for the Astros dynasty to go away. I'm not over 2017, and I wasn't even following baseball back then.
All right. Anything else you need to get off your chest? Or I told you I got this little game I have prepared for you. Would you guys like to move there?
Let's play.
Let's do it.
Okay. So let me call in our friends at Serve Pro. Guys, I'm going to give you 5 players that were all-stars this year. Okay. And I'm going to read their second half stats. So post all-star break. And I guess my question I'm going to pose to you is, like, is this a serious problem? Do we need to call? Like, is this a Serve Pro? We need to make this like it never even happened? Or are we not as concerned? This could just be a slump. This could be, hey, young player, this happens. I think that's what I'm trying to suss out. Rates and Barrels, the inspiration for this idea, the Rates and Barrels podcast had a recent show where the premise was career year or new level. And I think that's always one of my favorite discussions around baseball is like, is what we're seeing like real? Is this what we can expect going forward? Or is this an aberration? So kind of going the other way with some bad second halves. I will say I had Andrew Abbott included in this list. It was 6 players, but he threw a great game in San Diego last night. Yeah, so I'm gonna remove Andrew Abbott. I guess the other question I need to ask you guys: would you guys like to guess who these players are? Or do you just want me to tell you who they
Oh
are?
no, definitely want to guess. I have the all-star teams pulled up, so I'm not going fully off blind, but I haven't looked at any stats.
Okay, all right. Well, let's start with this. As I said,
Gotta know who
obviously an
2 of them are
all-star.
already here, I think.
I can
Okay,
guess who 2 of them are. Yeah.
you can probably guess. I'm going to start with this. Our first player. So he has, as of recording, he's got 209 plate appearances in the second half. He's hit 3 home runs. He's driven in 19 RBIs, 15 doubles, no triples, 3 stolen bases, 3 caught stealing, 21 strikeouts, or 21 walks to 82 strikeouts for a batting line of 225 with a 306 on base percentage, 353 slugging. That's a 659 OPS. And this guy, if you compare it to his first half, had a 915 OPS with 24 home runs and 69 RBIs. Do we know who this player is?
I think this is one of our 2 guys. I just don't
Yeah,
know which one.
I don't know which one either. How many
It-
steals did he have in the first half?
In the first half, he had 12 steals. I'll say this too, and this
I don't know who
shocks
this
me.
is.
His batting average on balls in play in the second half is 382. So this is not a case of like, oh, he's just getting some bad luck with batted balls.
Is it Ellie?
No, it's not Ellie.
Is it Pete?
It's not Pete.
I was going to say
Whoa.
Kyle Tucker.
It's not Kyle Tucker.
American League or National League?
National League.
Is this Manny Machado?
No, that's a good guess. I looked at Manny.
On a contender or no?
No.
No. National League.
Corbin
He's
Carroll.
on my fantasy team, so this is very this has hit home for me.
Is it Corbin Carroll? Is that what you
Corbin
said?
Carroll.
Corbin
No,
Carroll?
no, not Corbin Carroll.
I'm gonna look at Randy's fantasy team.
Tel Marte.
No. Dang, I didn't think I would stump you guys like this.
Freddie Freeman's had a bad second half. Is it him?
No, not Freddie Freeman.
Ronald
Go.
Acuna Jr.
No, we're
What?
running out of guesses.
Oh my God. All right. You got to just give us this one or we're going to
James Wood?
Yeah, James Wood.
Whoa. Really?
Yeah, James Wood has had a very stinky second half.
That is wow.
So he's 22. He'll be actually 23 in 6 days.
Happy birthday,
Cause for
James, if you're listening.
concern here. So you know what? There are just like I can't shake the Adam Dunn thoughts here with James Wood, and I know people remember Adam Dunn as like a true 3 outcome guy and like a big hulking outfielder. You go look at Adam Dunn's like first couple years, and he was stealing some bases, and he came up through the minors with like a really good batting average. I'm very curious where James Wood's career goes in terms of like bat on ball.
It also seems a little like, I'm saying this without much research or insight here, but it seems like the Nationals might just be pretty much a trash organization. That
Certainly could be that too.
trash performance.
Yeah, he's getting maybe a little worn down. I mean, still a 128 WRC plus on the year in the age 22 season. I'm not overly worried about James Wood. It's a high strikeout rate, but it's really just been the last couple months that have gotten a little out of hand on the strikeout rate. Hits it really hard. I'm considering me still a holder of James Wood stock. I'm not selling that off.
Okay, we're not bringing in Serve Pro. All right, very fair.
No, we're fine. We're running this on our own.
Our next guy, I think you'll get this one a lot quicker, is in the second half in 220 plate appearances. He's got 1 home run, 19 RBIs, 9 stolen bases to 1 caught stealing. He does have 11 doubles, 4 triples, 15 walks, 63 strikeouts. That's good for a 234 batting average, 286 on base, 341 slugging, so a 628 OPS. You compare that with his 854 first half OPS, 18 home runs, 63 RBIs in the first half. I think you guys will guess who this is.
This is Ellie.
This is Ellie. We've talked about him being perhaps not 100%. I think that's safe to say. I still cannot wrap my head around the power outage, though, Solly. 1 home run.
I mean, it comes from an organization that preaches the dumbest possible shit about hitting that you can hit the ball the other way, smack it on the ground, play situational hitting, get the runner over, sacrifice an out to move a runner over as if 1 run is what's going to decide all these games, even though it's not a guarantee. Like, it's just a horrible.
Do lose a lot of 1-run games, to be fair.
They'd lose a lot of every style of game. Like, they don't. They. Yeah, that's what pisses me off. Deej. They don't try for multiple run innings, and they end up losing all these 1-run games. It's very, very, very stupid. But while trying this 1-run approach, like, it just doesn't fucking work. So yeah, you got an organizational hitting philosophy that's just a mess. And Ellie has gone backwards in the second half, and it's unfortunate. I don't know what the answer is here, other than he's probably.
I'm bringing in Serve Pro, Randy. I think you deal him. This is a mold infested basement. It's not going to get better.
He's playing out of position.
Try to sell it to somebody who doesn't know what's going on in a hot market, and just get out of there.
Yeah, I don't understand this one. I can wrap my head around. Perhaps Tito has told him, "Hey, we're going to be, we're not looking to run as much on the bases." Like, I understand the drop in stolen bases, especially if he's, some type of quad injury seems to be the most likely explanation. And maybe you get a lot of power, maybe that's also a cause of his power outage. I just don't know how you haven't run into a couple balls like on accident playing every day. I just cannot fathom the lack of home runs.
This is where, like, this is why I'm so resistant on this whole, like, put the ball in play mantra. Like, he struck out 31% of the time last year. He's down this year to 25%, 25.8%. Like, his strikeout rate has fallen at a rate I could not have imagined that it would, but it has come at the cost of power. And, like, making weak contact can be worse than swinging and missing. Like, swinging and missing is not the end of the world, because you get to, unless there's 2 strikes, you have an opportunity to hit the ball again and hit it hard. And it has just seemed like they have gotten in his ear about getting the ball in play with your speed, get it on the ground, and you can beat out singles and all this. But, like, I just
he's not even beating out singles.
No, I know. That's why it's terrible.
Back to, like, last year in his rookie year, like, he legitimately could beat out some stuff, but, like, yeah, he's not even a threat to beat out stuff.
No, it's his exit velocity, average exit velocity is down. His speed is down. He's down to 91st percentile in speed, which, when you were the fastest player in baseball, that's a pretty significant drop. I mean, yeah, 29.1. He's dropped a full foot per second. Like, that's a massive, massive difference. So it looked like he was making the leap in the first half of the year, man. I was really, really, really impressed. And it just seems like something, they've been really mysterious about whatever the injury is, quad, whatever it might be. And I don't know. I just don't know who's winning right now with this setup.
Well, I do give him credit for playing every day, and they are in a playoff race, so hopefully the Reds keep winning. But yeah, it's a tough one to wrap the head around. All right, we'll keep going here. Third player, let me bring up his in case I missed anything last night. I believe you guys will get this one fairly easily here. In the second half, he has 183 plate appearances, 14 doubles, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs, 7 stolen bases. He's been caught 3 times, 10 walks to 45 strikeouts. That's a batting line of 219 average, 275 on base percentage, 363 slugging for a 637 OPS. You can compare that to an 847 first half OPS, when he hit 25 home runs, drove in 71 base runners. Do we know who this is?
I'm going to keep going to the well, but is this Kyle Tucker?
This is not Kyle Tucker.
25 first half homers. AL or NL?
NL.
Contender or no?
What's that?
Contender or no?
Yeah, contender. And you did guess him already.
Pete?
Yeah, this is Pete.
Really? I thought it was
I
worse
thought
than
Pete
that.
I thought so too.
Yeah.
The way you guys have been making it out being.
Well, I think he had a decent last part of July maybe, and then he cratered. His OPS in August was 446.
Solly, will you apologize for that?
Will you, Solly? Do you want to apologize officially?
I do not want to apologize. He's still an excellent baseball player. I did make the damning move of had to move him to the bench for the first season of the fantasy playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, which
Vote
I'm
of no
surprised no one
confidence.
has brought up. He did steal 2 bags 2 nights ago, which is a little damaging. But yeah, it's not been very good for Mr. Crow Armstrong.
Little Skeeter. Yeah, still a good defender though. Gaudy war, all that, yada yada. Okay, we'll keep we'll keep moving here. My next player, we're gonna go to the pitching ranks. Okay, again, all-star pitcher. This guy has had a miserable second half.
I see what you're doing here, I think.
Oh, okay. Well, let's see.
maybe
His
not.
second half. Let's see. He is 1-5 with. He's a starter. 1-5 in 8 starts with a 7.54 ERA. He's thrown 37 innings, given up 45 hits, 31 runs, 8 home runs, 20 walks, 35 strikeouts. His WHIP is 1.757. Just a terrible second half. Do you guys know who this is? Does not play for a contender.
Okay. I thought it was going to be the Miz then, and it is
okay.
not.
Not the
Miz
Miz.
is so back, by the way.
I mean, sure.
7 innings the other night.
Against 2?
Who knows? Who could say?
His Pirates. Not for a contender. Is this? No.
In the first half, he had a 3.02 ERA across 110 innings, struck out 138 guys.
Are we looking American League here?
This is National League.
Okay. All right. Okay. Chris Sale jumps out as somebody who maybe fits that description.
You know, a good guess. It's not Chris Sale.
It's
Guy
not
is
Spencer.
left-handed though.
Oh, well, Spencer Strider didn't make the team. Wasn't an all-star.
That's right. And he's also not left.
Mackenzie Gore?
Yeah,
No.
Mackenzie Gore.
Wow.
Again, you can attribute some of this to the Nationals. Mackenzie Gore's a guy, just keep waiting to really make the leap. And I thought we were seeing signs of it in the first half this year, but oh boy, has it been a backtrack this second half.
Oh,
I feel like this could be a true
fun.
serve pro.
Yeah, that's no fun. Coming home from vacation to see that in the basement, that's no good.
Yeah. All right, we'll quickly go to the last one because this might be my favorite one. This is a batter. 121 plate appearances in the second half, 1 home run, 13 RBIs, 4 doubles, 1 triple. So he's got 6 extra base hits in the second half, 216 batting average, 225 on base percentage, 293 slugging. That's good for a 518 OPS. You compare it to his first half where he had 10 home runs, 39 RBIs, a 752 OPS.
What All-Star made it with 752 OPS in that first half?
That's a good question. Would you like the league?
Yes.
American League player
Randy Rosarena.
on a good team. Not Randy.
Jazz.
Not Jazz.
The great man, Jazz. Is it a catcher?
No, not a catcher. I think we're going to look back and be like, that guy was an all-star in 2025. Huh. Yeah, I guess he did have a good first half.
Contender?
Yeah, contender, which really is probably the only reason he made it.
Which division?
The Central.
Michael
Contender.
Garcia.
No.
All right. It's got to be from
Zach
the Tigers.
McKinstry.
No, but you're
Warmer.
warmer.
Fishing, Riot, not
Oh,
really
who am I looking for here?
Torkelson? Spencer Torkelson?
No, Tor's still hitting some bombs. This guy has 1 home run, second half.
Javi Baez.
Yeah,
There we go.
Javi
Oh,
Baez.
that guy was an all-star.
Yeah,
That's
he was.
wild. What a fall
Who
off.
could have seen that fall off coming?
Yeah,
That,
right.
that
Right?
one, yeah, I don't know
Right.
how.
This is more like, oh yeah, no, we're gonna need Serve Pro. Don't worry about it. Yeah, somehow we're gonna look back and be like, oh, he was an all-star, huh? Anyway, guys,
Would have loved the second
those are
half.
some second half collapses.
I would have loved the flip side of this too. Maybe next time the second half all-stars. That's one of our guy Dom's big one of his big bugaboos is like you get a Javi Baez or really any of these guys that are like forever. There's like, oh yeah, I was an all-star. And they absolutely spit the
Right.
bit in the second half. And
Yeah.
like they don't have to atone for that. There's no second half all-star team. There's no all year all-star team. Performances like the great man Andrew Vaughn are just getting completely swept under the rug as far as
Randy
goes. While Ryan O'Hearn, whoever, is a all-star forever.
Speaking of which, can you remind me, Randy, which Red on a different team was an all-star in 2022?
Which Red? He
Was it
was a Red in 2022?
No, it was a current Cincinnati Red. It was not on the Reds in 2022 that was an all-star in 2022.
Oh God. Andujar?
No. Santiago Espinal was an all-star in 2022.
Your boy.
Negative 1.3 WAR this year for the Reds.
Oof.
I'm just glad Sal Stewart's up and we're not having to do Espinal against left-handers.
I got a trivia question for you guys. Who is the lowest Fangraphs WAR in all of baseball so far this year? It's not Arias. Stop laughing, D.
No, I know.
That's where I'm going.
It's just a mean-spirited question. Hitter or batter? Or batter or
It's
pitcher?
Batter is where I'm at right now. It might be a pitcher, but
It's not Cabrian Hayes, who inexplicably has turned into a good bat in Cincinnati.
and he was a positive WAR player coming in because his defense is
True, his defense.
platinum.
Okay, so who's marrying awful defense and not a good year at the plate? That's a great question.
He starts every day for a contender.
Is it Castellanos?
It's Castellanos. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's negative 0.5 WAR.
They hate his defense, don't they?
Well, he's 92. He's below 300 on base this year as well. And he bitches about getting subbed out for defensive purposes as well.
Yeah, I had not.
Jonathan India, one of 5 negative WAR players that has played the qualified amount this year, Randy.
Who are the others?
Eric
Great
Wagaman,
trade.
Nathaniel Lowe, and Augustine Ramirez are the lowest rated. Then it goes Brooks Lee, Gavin Lux, unfortunately.
Did anybody pick up Nathaniel Lowe? It's all he had a
Red Sox.
very mean blast about Nathaniel Lowe and Luis Ariz when Lowe got released.
He's playing for a contender.
Deep in that turtleneck scene. I feel like every picture I see, he's got the turtleneck on with the mustache. Very throwback vibe.
He's had a great bounce back with Boston as well, Randy. You'll be happy to hear.
Well, good. Guys, let me thank our last sponsor. That is FanDuel. Trap Draw is brought to you by FanDuel. Baseball fans, you can still win big with FanDuel this season because right now all customers are getting a profit boost to use on any MLB bet this Friday. So if you're listening to this Friday, that's today, you can get a profit boost. Just make the wager, activate the boost, and you'll score an even bigger payout if it hits. I got some I wanted to ask you about some awards here in just a second. I'll give you some FanDuel odds on those. But see for yourself why FanDuel is the best place to bet on the ball game. Just visit FanDuel.com/NLU to get in on the action. That's FanDuel.com/NLU to claim your profit boost to use on any MLB wager this Friday. Make every moment more with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball.
FanDuel's got some awesome baseball stuff up, by the way. It's a massive that you can bet on any World Series exact result. They got Juan Soto for 40-40, Cal Raleigh to break the record. They got winning state of the World Series winner. There's so much fun stuff they have up on the baseball page right now. Win totals, like home run totals. It's really, really, really good.
I love that. Well, let me ask you guys about the awards. I don't know how much you care about like MVP and stuff, but I feel like the American League MVP is a pretty interesting 2-horse race between Aaron Judge, who's currently minus 350 on FanDuel, and then Cal Raleigh is plus 220, and then everybody else is plus 15,000 or more. Is there a case for Cal Raleigh? It feels crazy just with the season Aaron Judge puts together, but I don't know. I feel like certainly if the Mariners get in, I would listen to that.
It's so weird. I maybe I could figure this out, but I don't have a great sense of what these awards are supposed to reward. And it's like if you're looking at, like, Aaron Judge is superhuman and seems to have done this, the last couple of years, and it just becomes taken for granted that he's putting up the most astronomical numbers possible almost. But Cal Raleigh from the catcher's position, switch hitter, all of that stuff is where I'm like, how is that not I don't know. It becomes a much more interesting conversation depending on what you're trying to say, and I think it's like Aaron Judge's numbers are better, but I would argue Cal is probably more valuable to his team, so to speak, so it's kind of I don't know. This is where we get into sports talk radio type stuff. Right. So I think you flip a coin, and I'll say Cal Raleigh. I love it.
It's really, really interesting. I think I'm still Team Judge on this one, despite my love and affinity for the value that comes from a challenging, like, good defensive performance in a challenging position. Like, I think it brings a ton of value. It still, like, Judge getting hurt a little bit, I don't, that's where Raleigh got a little closer on the Fangraphs war, especially closed that gap a little bit, but Judge has still got him there. Judge also has him in win probability added, just meaning, like, hey, the outcomes of Aaron Judge's at-bats have had a greater impact on the Yankees' record than Raleigh's has. It's almost by a full game, but it's not quite by a full game, but that's a big gap. Now, that doesn't factor in the defensive element to it, but all that to say, like, man, Judge is just, like, very clearly, like, the most valuable player. And he does more, Raleigh's provided more power, a little bit more power, but, like, Judge is a better overall hitter by a lot, and provides a lot more than just the home runs. He provides a lot more extra base hits.
Aaron Judge is getting on base at a clip almost 40 points higher than the next best player in the league.
Right.
He's
like 90 points better than Raleigh. With 100 points of slugging on top of it too. Like, it's that much better. But
Aaron Judge is 440 on base. Juan Soto 401 is the next best.
So
yeah, I as much as I would want to vote for Cal, I think I think that's right. I think it's Aaron Judge. Over in the National League, I will say, if Aaron Judge does win, this would be his second in a row and third in 4 years, which is, pretty. I mean, certainly he's into the Hall of Fame with that resume.
And he's played an above average outfield. Like, he's been an above average defender. It's not nearly as valuable of a position as catcher, but, like, he's not been like a Juan Soto out in right field. So I think that means something.
In the National League, these odds are hilarious. Shohei is minus 50,000 to win the MVP. Your next closest.
Will you be doing that, Randy? Will you be putting 50,000 to win 100?
Plus 2,700. I'm gonna see if my wife will let me go take out a mortgage, and we'll get a couple $100 back on that. I'll have to check the lending terms. That might be a money loser for us, though. It's just a joke, Shohei. If assuming he does win the MVP, this will be his third consecutive and the fourth in 5 years. With the one time he didn't, he was runner-up in the American League. So, I mean, I think I say it flippantly, but, like, I do think it's probably worth just like Shohei's the best baseball player I think all of us will ever see. When you factor in, like, he's now back pitching too,
right?
Yeah. Like, he's a very good pitcher.
I pulled up the National League WAR leaders. And I was like, Trey Turner's beating Shohei Ohtani. Like, why is it not close? Oh, I forgot he pitches. I forgot to add his pitching more back to the total as well. Yeah, 48 homers, 18 steals, and he's pitched well since he's been back, and it's not been a massive volume. He's only thrown 36 innings, but they're clearly just saving him for the playoffs, like getting enough innings under his belt to where they can rely on him in some capacity in the playoffs. 217 FIP in the 36 innings he's thrown. Like, it's been pretty freaking good already. So also Trey Turner's bucking.
Also hurt. Just went down as well.
Interesting.
That's tough. Cy Young awards seem to be very wrapped up. Scooble's minus 20,000 in the American League, and Solly Skeens is minus 50,000 in the National League for your Cy Young awards. I mean, I think that's right. As good as seasons as other people have had, I can't really muster a case for anybody over those two, I don't think.
Crochet's been awesome, but just not quite Scooble.
God, it's just funny. I know the records don't matter anymore. There's plenty of other ways to measure how guys are playing, but man, Skeens with a 1.92 ERA and a 10-9 record is that's as good as it gets.
Yeah.
That's so sick. Especially when you start talking, like, again, I know this stuff is generational shifts have happened in these, but when you start talking about like Kershaw getting to a certain number of wins or any of those, it's so tough for Skeens, and it's like, I don't know, man. It's first 6 years, you just
get 50.
Playing with one leg, basically. Yeah, sorry.
What do you think Skeens' contract's going to look like? I mean, that's just assuming he makes it there without needing Tommy John, but I mean, his estimated value provided in this first 2 seasons, which is really like 1 3/4 of a season, $83 million of value. He's almost provided $50 million this year alone. So, like,
God,
I mean, was he going to get 8 years?
Is Garrett Cole still the biggest pitching contract?
He got 9 years, $324 million, which is an average of 36 mil a year.
Like quaint now, yeah.
Crochet, who included some ARB years, got 6 years, 170. So yeah, that's not even close. I mean,
I could see Skeens getting $500 million.
Yamamoto got
12 years, 325.
Jesus. I mean, Skeens, I think you're looking at what? 10 for 500?
Probably, yeah. I don't know if any pitcher's going to get 10.
The big question is like what the labor situations, how that's going to affect this stuff. I mean, it could all get reset. I don't know. But if it doesn't, yeah, I would think Skeens would be a $500 million guy. FanDuel legitimately does not have American League Rookie of the Year odds because Nick Kurtz exists, and Nick Kurtz is going to win this award. I don't think there's like even odds you can put on it. But I will say the National League Rookie of the Year is a close race. Cade Horton, the pitcher for the Cubs, is minus 125. Drake Baldwin, the Braves catcher, is plus 125. And then you have Deej. Isaac Collins at plus 950 is your third favorite from the Brewers.
Caleb Durbin surely just below that.
Durbin's plus 6,500 along with Matt Shaw.
You don't need a big finish.
You going to get worked up about Isaac Collins not being the favorite for the MVP?
These awards are bullshit. Popularity contest. Enjoy, guys.
I will say Cade Horton begrudgingly. Yeah, watch him pitch against the Reds. I like this stuff. He's thrown 110 innings, 2.7 ERA, 10-4. Very good rookie year. I think he would be deserving. He's pitching big games for the Cubs here down the stretch.
Solly, I know what Isaac Collins has done in big moments. They're not going to measure that in the stat sheet. So, I got no problem.
I mean, if you want, they do measure that in the stat sheet.
Well, not in this stat sheet. Nobody cares.
I can explain that he's positive 1.25 win probability added. That's quite good. He is positive in the clutch categories, way positive in RE24. One of your favorite stats. So it checks out. I'd say it checks out. I still can't quite figure him out. Like, batted ball wise, I think he was clearly been quite fortunate. But he doesn't chase and doesn't whiff a lot. Provides good value on defense. Like,
playing a position he's never really played before.
I don't know where they keep finding these guys. It has not trended well. His last
Just had a
100
kid.
PAs.
You're gonna love this. Just had a kid.
Yeah, his back has got to be killing him.
Exactly.
Just one kid? Oh, okay. Well, he's probably fine. Yeah, the ex-Wob is not trending in the best direction here as the season goes to a close. But what worries you? What worries you most about the Brewers right now, Deej?
Oh, that's a great question.
Where does it go wrong?
I mean, I think it'd be the same as the last couple of years, right? You guys were kind of saying it about the Blue Jays and like how they sound like a great regular season team and they're great at winning 2 out of 3 every series sort of team. But what's gone wrong the last couple of years is you get, and really not even last year because they kind of had the Mets dead to rights until Homer. But it's like, I mean, if the bats go quiet, right? The bats stop finding holes, guys start turning into overswinging, less patient type of players. They get out of rhythm, they get out of sync, but I don't know. They are coming in with, there has been turnover. It's a little bit of a different crop. Probably going to be playing with home field advantage, which is great. I don't know. The offense, I guess, is the short answer of what worries me. I don't really worry about, especially in that first series, like the frontline starters of Peralta, Woodruff, and then the third one, either Quinn Priester or Quintana, or figure out what Mizrowski's role is, or there's a lot of guys that I think can find the right spot. So pitching doesn't super worry me. The bullpen's been great as long as they can get healthy now. Losing Shelby Miller sucks. That was a good piece they added with an unbelievable splitter that he throws, and then they need to get Trevor McGill back. He's been hurt. So that's kind of put some other stress on some other guys. Aaron Ashby seems like he's kind of a different guy each night. You never know if you're going to get Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde with him. So I don't know. It's kind of a little bit of everything feels really solid, which is where I'm kind of like, I don't think any of it's duct taped together. So it's not inconceivable that one of those things could falter, but it could kind of equally be any of them. And
vagaries of playoff baseball,
I
think, is what we're talking about here.
It could be any of them, and I guess they would all be equally surprising and unsurprising. I don't know. That's not a great answer. I guess I'd put the offense at the top of the list of like, it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden, they get 3 hit against whoever, Michael King comes in and like 3 hits them. I would be like, yeah, that I could see that happening for sure. But I don't know. I also think that they've played some big games that like Toronto and Philly stretch felt like a little bit of a gut check. A bunch of guys hurt, how are they going to show up? And they split those games with, at the end of a 19 games in 18 days feels like a kind of a victory. So I don't know. I like where they're at, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
I think what's most fascinating about the Brewers, from my vantage point, is I think what makes them so good throughout the regular season is they have an ability to play. They are playing close to like playoff baseball for 162 games a year. And I just wonder when you get into the playoffs and as other teams are able to raise the intensity and kind of come up to that moment, is that a disadvantage for the Brewers? I don't know that answer, but it seems like the Brewers don't have another gear to get to. And I think some of these teams, and you can say, is it a good idea or not to try to like flip a switch and get to another gear come playoff time? But I do think like there is something for some of these other teams, but we'll see. I don't
Brewers
know.
got depth, man. Like just looking at it, they've had only had 10 hitters have at least 200 plate appearances this year. Every one of them except Joey Ortiz has been above average hitter.
Yeah.
Like the depth of the offense is just remarkable. And really, I mean, Yelich, Churio, and Hoskins are the only ones that have provided negative, like any significant negative defensive value as well. Like they all are just above average. There's not a lot there that's spectacular, but they're just a lot of just good ass players, man. It's just a lot of nuisances.
Yelich won't play any defense during the playoffs. Hoskins won't play any defense during the playoffs. Hoskins probably going to come off the bench, I would imagine, as like a big right-handed bat. to take over for some of the Ortiz, Durbin, Collins type of things that might not be, the right fit, or when you need a little pop late in the game. Having him and Jake Bowers both on the bench is kind of leaves you with some lack of depth for that like roving infielder, but also provides a little more late pop, which is something they've needed. So I don't know, man. I like where it's at. I'll keep saying cautiously optimistic.
Solly, any fantasy update you'd like to provide the people on the way out?
Sure. We are in playoff SZN. We have the buys are John Landman, Casey's husband, and Jerry Bell, who is Neil's friend. They got the buys.
Congrats to
Cody,
Neil making the playoffs in his first year.
Yeah, congrats to Jerry.
Yeah,
You did a really good job managing the team.
Yeah.
Cody is playing Big Randy right now. This is recording on Thursday.
Not going well.
It's not going well for you. You're down 9-5, but it's worse than that. Like, your offense has been really, really bad the last couple.
Well, we haven't showed up yet, so we're hoping to show up at some point.
I am going up against Casey. I have a comfy 10-4 lead as of now. Still got a long ways to go on the pitching front of this matchup, but if I'm lucky enough to advance from this one, I'll go on to face John Landman, the number 1 seed. So I don't like that I ended up in this 4 seed spot and have to play a first round match, but I think we're going to survive this one, hopefully. And could have done without some of the injuries. Kyle Stowers and Corey Seager going down for me had me scraping the waiver wire a little bit and panicking a little bit, but I feel good. Once you can throw Skeens, Skubal, and Hunter Brown, the Miz, Kevin Gausman is my rotation. I just got a really good rotation, and I just need those guys to show up next week, and we're going to be fine.
Best of luck.
Well, there you have it.
Both of you
guys, I'll leave you on, well, two nuggets. Anthony Rizzo retired. I used to hate him when he played for the Cubs, so I wish him well, but that makes me feel a little old. I saw a little nugget here. The Twins, Ryan Fitzgerald, came into a blowout. He's not actually a pitcher, but he came in to pitch. I think it was like the bottom of the 8th inning in a total blowout. And then he came up the next inning and hit a home run. So technically he hit a home run while playing the pitcher position. He's the first quote unquote pitcher other than Ohtani to homer since 2023. I believe that was another situation where it was like a guy pitching in a blowout game. But it led me to this. Do you guys know, and I think this will be the case for maybe eons, do you know the last full-time pitcher to hit a home run?
It was not Shohei.
It was not Shohei. And this was in 2021.
Was it Michael
right
Lorenzen?
Before the National League instituted the DH.
Michael Lorenzen?
No, that's a good guess. You'll never guess it. It's Logan Webb. Logan Webb of the Giants is the last actual pitcher to hit a home run. Yeah. And this is all like outside of Shohei.
That's a great
So that guy that's hit like 100 of them.
I just feel like that will probably last forever and ever. So there you go, boys. That's a Seamsters episode. Solly, we'll keep watching and rooting for the Reds. I think our next get together will be just as the playoffs are starting. So we'll reconvene in early October, and we'll have a lot of playoff baseball to talk about. And Solly, hopefully we'll talk about our Reds going up in the wild card series against somebody. Who knows?
Best of luck, guys. It's gonna be a fun couple weeks.
Thank you.
Yeah, we'll see. Thanks, Randy. This was so much fun.
Yes. FanDuel disclaimer: must be 21 or older and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 and older and present in DC. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut, or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts, or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.